Good morning, student. Today's chapter already we have discussed regarding this chapter, that is chapter number 4, that is materials, metals and non-metals. Already we discussed chemical properties of non-metals, some topic like first one is chemical properties. We have studied like reaction with oxygen and reaction with water, and also we have started to study regarding, we are going to study today reaction with water and acid, reaction with acid and base, sorry. So already I have listed this reactivity series of metal. This is mandatory to know reactivity series of each metal or non-metals, and which will be useful for writing any displacement reaction or always to identify displacement reaction. What kind of reaction is this? Combination reaction. In our classes you will study combination reaction, endothermic reaction, exothermic reaction, decomposition reaction, and also this displacement reaction, double displacement reaction. These are the different types of precipitation reaction. There are different types of reaction. So by looking at the equation, chemical equation, you can easily identify it. But in this class, in 8th class, you are not studying the how to balance chemical equation, how to write chemical equation, but have an idea regarding chemical equation, how it looks. Or we are just for simplification purpose, for understanding, for better understanding the use for, otherwise if you write in words no problem, but if you use chemical formula it will be very short and easy to understand, identify different or differentiate or compare different metals. So today already we have studied like that. So potassium is the highest metal, reactive metals, highest metal, more reactive metal than sodium, potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium. These are the decreasing order of reactivity series of each metals and non-metals. Very less is copper, mercury, silver, gold and platinum. They are very less reactive. They cannot easily react with water. They cannot easily react with acid, base. So based on this reactivity series, they will show their reactivities. Okay, reaction with different oxygen, you can say different metals or different oxygen, base or water or acid. Got it now? Today now we will study reaction with acid. Reaction with acid. I hope you have listed this, all this. It is not properly visible, but potassium, sodium, this is sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminum, zinc, iron, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold, platinum. Remember this order. It will be very useful in while explaining displacement reaction. Reaction with acid. Reaction with acid. Here we are taking dilute HCl, that is dilute HCl. We are dilute HCl and another acid, that is dilute sulfuric acid. H2SO4. Dilute means what is dilute? Dilute means these acids are very strong if it is concentrated. Concentrated acids are basically very strong acids. Sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, these are very strong acid. So what happened initially for bringing for this experiment purpose, they will dissolve in water or any solvent to make the acid weak. So therefore dilute HCl, dilute means it is dissolved in water. Some water is mixed in this acid, or we can say some solvent is added in order to make this acid weak. Therefore they use dilute HCl or dilute H2SO4. Now we will see by taking different metals and non-metals. First of all, magnesium. You take a magnesium plus HCl. it vigorously react. It will react vigorously. Means magnesium, it is the in potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium. So fourth place it is there, magnesium is there. So magnesium means fourth place is there. Magnesium react with HCl, hydrochloric acid, to give what? To give MgCl, MgCl2 plus H2. Here very important, this gas, hydrogen gas. This hydrogen gas, what happen? If you take a magnesium ribbon and take one test tube, take a test tube. In the test tube, keep a HCl, dilute HCl. Take dilute HCl. What happen? In the test tube, take a dilute HCl. So you take a magnesium ribbon, keep inside that test tube. What happen? After, if you, what you will observe? You will observe some bubbles with pop-up sound. It is coming out from that solution. From the solution, bubbles will come out. What is that bubble? That is, bubbles is hydrogen gas. If you take matchstick, near to the test tube, mouth of the test tube, what happen? This will get reacted, and initially it will come, hydrogen will come out, and it will catch fire. It will vigorously reaction with evolution of colorless bubbles of gas. So this gas catches fire. It will catch fire when you bring a fire matchstick near to the mouth of the test tube. What happen? This gas will come react with magnesium ribbon, and it will what? It will evolve bubble gas, colorless bubble gas with a pop-up sound. This gas, when matchstick is brought near to the mouth of the test tube, what happen? It will catch fire. That's why magnesium react with HCl to give magnesium chloride and plus H2. Magnesium chloride. What about this dilute H2SO4? What about this sulfuric acid? Magnesium react with sulfuric acid. Magnesium react with, I'm not balancing the chemical equation. What it now? I'm not balancing the chemical equation. If it is balanced, so number will come here, but that's it. Because according to the law of conservation of mass, there should be equal atoms on both the side, left and right hand side. That is, this is called reactant. This is called product. This left hand side always called as reactant. This is called product. So product and reactant must be equal in mass. So any compound, any element combined together, after also the mass will never change. According to the law of conservation of mass, the mass will never change. So this is reactant product. Now we'll talk about dilute H2SO4. Dilute H2, magnesium react with dilute H2SO4. H2SO4. What happen? It will give what? Dilute H2SO4, MgH2SO4. It will give MgSO4 plus H2. Here also hydrogen gas is produced in bubble sound. So if you react with hydrochloric acid, as well as if you react with sulfuric acid, magnesium sulfate is produced and hydrogen gas is produced. Our part is here, hydrogen gas is released when metal is react with acid. Hydrogen gas is produced. This hydrogen gas is colorless bubble. What it now? So next we'll see about aluminum foil. You take a aluminum foil. In that aluminum foil, what happen? Aluminum foil Al plus HCl. What happen? Aluminum AlCl3 plus what happen? Here H2, hydrogen gas. Aluminum, if you see aluminum also fifth place in the reactivity sheet, in the topmost part, in top fifth place, aluminum. This is also reactive metal, so they will react with hydrochloric acid and give aluminum chloride to give HCl, to give hydrogen gas, Now you will see H2SO4. What happen? If you react with aluminum plus H2SO4, it gives AlSO4 all 3 plus what? it will give aluminum AlSO4 plus, here also H2 gas it will give, H2 gas it will give, got it now, H2 gas it will give. So here aluminum sulfuric acid react with aluminum sulfate and giving hydrogen gas. This is also react with. What about if you see, what about non-metal? If you take a non-metal, like for example copper, if you take a copper, react with acid, copper Cu plus HCl, copper. If you take a copper, it will react, no reaction. In acid, no reaction, no reaction. But it will react with sulfuric acid. It will react with sulfuric acid. Copper sulfate plus water plus, it will give what? It will give copper sulfate and water it will produce. So copper will react with acid, HCl, no reaction. It will not give any reaction because this copper is very less reactive. If you see in the reactivity series, very less reactive. So it will give no reaction with acid, but in sulfuric acid it will react. If you take also carbon react with HCl, no reaction. And also if you take sulfur plus HCl, no reaction with acid. But they will, this carbon, sulfur, they will react with sulfuric acid. They will react with sulfuric acid. So this is how this reaction with acid. This is metal. Some metals, more reactive metals, react with acid vigorously and produce a flame when you bring matchstick near to the test tube while testing. Because that hydrogen gas is produced. So most of the non-metals, they will not react with acid. But most of the metals, they react with acid vigorously. So now we will study reaction with base. Only one example is given here. Sodium hydroxide, that is base. Sodium hydroxide is base. Sodium hydroxide is a base. Sodium hydroxide, here you are taking a beaker. In that beaker, what happen? Take a test tube and in that drop of 3 to 4 fillets of sodium hydroxide with a plastic stipulate. So you take a test tube, in that take 3 to 4 drops of sodium hydroxide, that is base, sodium hydroxide, and add 5 ml of water, and add some 5 ml of water is added. So now you are take aluminum is taken, then you are adding 3 to 4 drops of what? Sodium hydroxide, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, 3 to 4 drop of sodium hydroxide you are adding. Then after that, what happen? You are adding also water 5 ml, 5 ml of water, you are adding 5 ml. So here aluminum is taking, and in that solution, in that water is adding 3 to 4 drops of sodium hydroxide. This is base. This is base. In that base, water, base and this 5 ml of water is added together, and in that aluminum is kept. A piece of aluminum is kept inside that solution. What happen in that solution? What will it will produce hydrogen gas. It react and it will produce sodium aluminate, NaAlO2, sodium aluminate, and hydrogen gas. Why arrow mark means this gas will evolve outside. It will escape outside. That's why this arrow mark I am giving. So if you balance, this is not balanced chemical equation. By balancing, this side aluminum 1 means this side also 1. It is balanced. For example, I will just explain how to balance chemical equation. First, you see here oxygen atoms. 1 is there. Here 1, 2 is there. Here oxygen 2 is there. Balance. So here oxygen 2 balance. Then now we will see hydrogen here 1, here 3, here 1 and this 2, 3, this side 3, in left reactant side 3, here 2 is there. So what happened? You had 3 here, if you add 3, 2 3 is 6 it will become. Here 2 3 is 6, then how much it will become? 2 3 is 6 hydrogen, but here 3 hydrogen, you add here 3, otherwise you add here 3. If you add here 3 hydrogen plus 2, how much? 2 3 is 6, here 2 plus 3, 5 it will become. So now otherwise here add 3, otherwise 2, here you add 2. If you add 2, what happened? 2 to the 4, 2 3 is 6, 7, 2 to the 4, here 5 6, here otherwise here 2. Got it now? So what happened? Now again you see oxygen, here 2 is there, here 2 is oxygen is there, here how many oxygen? 2 to 4 oxygen is there, 4 oxygen. Now you add here 2. If you add 2 here, oxygen 2 to the 4 oxygen, here 2 plus 2, 4 oxygen. Sodium 2, here sodium 2, sodium 2, sodium 2. Balance. Chemical equation is balance. So this is how the chemical equation is balance. You will learn in higher class, no need to worry. Now we will study about displacement reaction. Here reaction with acid. This is aluminum is a metal. Aluminum is a metal. But what about non-metal? Non-metal usually they will form reaction. Reaction of non-metal with base are complex. It is very complex. So therefore it is not explained in this 8th class. You will study in higher classes in 10th, 11th, 12th. You will study reaction with base. Reaction with base. That is very vast chemical equations are there or complex. So therefore you are going to study in higher classes. Now displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. In displacement reaction, if you see the reactivity series of metals and non-metals, if you see the from the top part, that reactivity series, it is decreasing. So we have learned metals reactivity series. It has been found that a more reactive metals displace less reactive metals in the salt solution. More reactive metals displaces the less reactive metals from the salt solution, of a less reactive metal. So such kind of metals, the more reactive metals displace the less reactive metals from a salt solution. Such a chemical reaction is known as displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. Here more reactive metals displaces less reactive metals from its salt solution. Such kind of chemical reaction is known as what? Displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. For example, we will take many examples are there. First, we will take copper sulfate. Copper sulfate, an ion. Take a test tube. 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 In that fill with here copper sulfate, CuSO4, copper sulfate. That is which color? That is initially blue color. It will be blue in color. Got it now? Blue in color. So now keep a iron nail inside. Keep a iron nail inside. If you keep a iron nail, what happen? If you keep a iron nail, what happen? It will react with this copper sulfate solution with iron. Iron is a metal. It will react. It will change into different color. What color? This is iron nail. This is iron nail, copper color. Here FeSO4 will form. FeSO4, this is in green color it will form. Green color it will form. It will form in green color. Here copper sulfate in blue color is converted into green color. Why it is happening so? What is happening here? So now by writing chemical equation you can understand easily. So now we'll write Fe. I hope you are able to look. So iron plus CuSO4. Here what happened? This iron is what color? It is a gray color. What color? It is a iron is a iron. This is iron. This iron which is a gray color. Iron gray color. gray color. Got it now? It is a gray color. So this copper sulfate is blue color. It is a blue color. What you will find? This react and it will produce a FeSO4, copper sulfate, SO4 plus Cu. What happen here? What happen? This iron is more reactive than copper. Copper is less reactive. If you see in the reactivity series, this copper is less reactive. Copper is less reactive. Iron is more reactive. So therefore, this iron displaces. This iron occupy this. This is solution CuSO4. In that, this iron will displace. It will remove this copper sulfate, copper outside, and this Fe will take place. It will take the place of copper and it will form a iron sulfate. Iron sulfate is formed. This is what color? It will turn into a green color. This is turn into a green color. It will turn into a green color. Got it now? So what happens? This copper will deposit on the iron nail. This copper will deposit in the iron nail. That iron nail will appear to be a what? It will appear a red brown. It will appear red brown. But the solution is changing here. Blue copper sulfate is blue solution into green solution. If you talk about different solution, if you take a zinc sulfate. If you take in zinc sulfate, what happens? If you take a zinc sulfate, zinc sulfate plus copper you take. Zinc sulfate, ZnSO4 plus copper. Does the react? You will, if you combine with the copper and zinc sulfate in a beaker, it will not change any color. Why? It will not change any color because this copper is less reactive metal than zinc. Zinc is more reactive. Otherwise, iron sulfate also take plus copper. This copper is less reactive, therefore it is not displacing zinc. Therefore, the solution will remain colorless as it is. It will not show any color, no change in color. If copper is displaced in sulfate solution, then there will be some changes in color, but it is not displacing because copper is less reactive than zinc. That is the reason why most of the metals which is having less reactive, they cannot displace more reactive metals. Therefore, they will not show any change in color. Any change in color. So I hope you understood this one. So general equation, the displacement general equation, you can write like this: A plus XB tends to AX plus B. This is the general formula. Here, this X, A is more reactive metal, B is less reactive metal. X is less reactive metal. So X is less reactive, A is more reactive. So A is displacing X. X is combined and forming a compound and B is separated. This is our general formula of displacement reaction. I hope you understood about regarding displacement reaction. What is displacement? Displacement meaning means something is replacing. Displace means changing their place. So this is the displacement reaction based on the reactivity series. Metals which are more reactive, they will displace the less reactive metals. Less reactive metals cannot displace more reactive metal. This is the things that is displacement reaction we will learn today. So in higher classes we will learn more about again you will learn about displacement reaction there. Then also you will learn about double displacement reaction there. So now next class we will study about uses of metals and non-metals in our day-to-day life. Thank you. I hope you understood. If you are not able to understand, just text me in WhatsApp. Please try to read yourself and try to understand by yourself. You have to struggle now. Otherwise, I cannot do anything. Okay. Thank you.